Now, one of the biggest lies I've heard men tell me over the 30 years of counseling in my office, where they fly in, do phone, however it works, is porn doesn't hurt anyone. Now, they're not thinking of the girls that are on cocaine and drugs and are sex slave. You know, they're not thinking about how it impacts even society, but they're just thinking, well, nobody knows. I want to go through some information with you first about your wife. This information is taken from my book called Partners, Healing from His Addiction. And many women fill out a survey, and here's some of the results of that. Number one, her self-esteem will drop significantly. So if you want your wife to feel less than, worthless, less attractive, doubting herself, doubting her body even more than she normally would, then looking at porn or engaging in behaviors with a sexual addiction is the fastest way to make your wife feel bad. That's not something you want to do for your wife. Secondly, depression. I'm talking about real depression, is a real severe consequence of women who have a husband who is doing pornography or dealing with sexual addiction behaviors. What are the characteristics? Let's look and pause here for a minute. What are the characteristics of depression? Okay, thoughts of feelings of worthlessness, weight gain, low energy, difficulty concentrating. These are very significant consequences with depression. Number three is weight gain. A lot of women gain weight who are married to men with porn addictions or sexual addiction. So this is very common. So if I have a woman at a conference or my office who comes to me and she's overweight, she's depressed, she looks like she doesn't feel good about herself, I could easily ask her about her husband's pornography or masturbation or sexual behaviors, and there's probably an answer there. Or sometimes I say, go home and ask him, because you have all the symptoms of his behavior. Now, these symptoms will be present regardless of whether the wife knows about the problem or she doesn't know about the problem, because you're one, and what you do impacts her, okay? Now, she'll need healing from the impacts of the behaviors. Okay, there's a Partners book, there's a Now That I Know What Should I Do DVD, there's workbooks there, and there's going to be a class on drdugweiss.com/class on healing for her so that she can get help, okay? But I want you, as a man, to understand that what you do has an impact. It does impact the way she feels, and she is going to need to take a path of journey of healing just for herself, because of what you're doing. So the lie that it doesn't hurt anyone is exactly that. It is a huge, magnificent lie, and you don't want to believe that. Now, number two, you'll also see the effects on your children. Now, this information comes from another book I wrote called Beyond the Bedroom, Healing for Adult Children of Sex Addicts. So these are adult children of sex addicts who grew up with parents with sex addiction, and they gave these answers. About 50% of these adult children of sex addicts found out about their parents' porn addiction before they were 15 years old. And it breaks down usually, half of it before 12, half of it after 12. Can you imagine finding out that your dad or mom's a sex addict before you're 15 years old? The same group of children were the ones that found the porn behavior of the parent. They had to live with the secrets and the confusion. Sometimes they blamed themselves because they didn't have abstract reason. They didn't know what to do with this to protect the mom or the dad from the other person's behavior, the affair, the pornography. So here's some of the stats on the effects of the children when a man has a sexual addiction or is highly engaged in pornography. 81% have low self-esteem. 79%, it impacts their spirituality. 71%, it affects their dating relationships. 70%, has affected their emotional well-being. 69% it affected their marriage. 67% said it affected their own morality. 64% became sex addicts themselves. 62% suffered from depression. Now, these are just a few statistics. The book Beyond the Bedroom has many more statistics. Some are quite interesting. And these are the results of them. Now they're adults. They grew up in the house and now they're adults. And they didn't know. Some knew, 50% knew, some didn't, but they still had results. So here's the big idea. Your sexuality impacts your wife and family significantly.